Alright folks, welcome to episode 86 of the podcast. Phil here with Clarky.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about Phase 4 of the Marvel coming out now. It's all a big thing, the whole Comic Con thing happened and we're all excited about that. We're going to talk a bit about Love Island. We're going to talk about what's trending this week, and Clarky just gives us a bit of a rundown of his favourite show ever. So
That I've seen one episode of.
but you clearly love it now, so it's called Love Island for a reason, right?
Yeah,
And
I love it so much.
yeah, and just to finish off, just do the regular Stranger Things review. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this one as much as I did, folks. So we've got all the Marvel stuff now for the next 6 billion years. We've seen what Phase 4 is coming up. Phase 4 is an awful lot of things. It's not all movie based this time. There's all different series, and Disney Plus has finally come into it now. So we're gonna have a little chat about that. Do you wanna start off with the Black Wardo?
Yeah, we're gonna go in date order of release, or what they've sort of suggested as date orders release.
Yeah, so far.
The first is gonna be Black Widow, which comes out fairly soon in May 2020. There's a small gap now, obviously, from Homecoming. 10 months?
Yeah.
So it's not that much really, in real terms. 10 months is not a particularly long time. So
no, it'll fly in as well.
That's a US release. We may get it in April, because the UK tend to get it slightly earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be the first film in Phase 4, and basically Kevin Feige, this has actually showed the audience a bit of footage from the film. Now the film is directed by a lady called Kate Shortland.
Okay.
She was also there, and Scarlett Johansson obviously is going to be Natasha Romanoff, who anyone that hasn't seen Endgame by now, I don't think there's any there's no point even saying it. She dies obviously in Endgame, so this is her origin story essentially.
Certainly a prequel.
Yeah, I mean we have David Harbour coming in, which is cool.
Which is weird, who's tying him in the Stranger Things as well.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about him a little bit later on as well. Somebody called Florence Pugh, an OT Fagbenley, I can never really say that name, and then Rachel Weisz as Melina. So yeah, essentially that's the first one that's going to come out. It's going to be an origin story. It's going to give background. Obviously on the way through we've heard about Budapest and stuff, but we don't actually know what that is. So that'll be a really cool one. She's an awesome character, and it'll probably be a really cool send off as well.
Might actually delve into why they only go to places with B as well. Delve into the reason behind it. Her sort of, because that's what they do, isn't it? They go to places that begin with B, like Belfast, Budapest. They do.
Sokovia?
No, but that's what they do. Do you remember Nick Fury was when he went to places that begin with B?
I don't.
Do you not remember?
No, I don't. But I don't doubt he said it. But she also may show into another show that we're going to talk about a bit later.
Scarlett Johansson.
She could be in Hawkeye. I don't know for sure.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's just my guess. But if not, then it's a pretty cool way for her to buy it.
So my guess for that one is it's a TV series, isn't it?
Yes.
So I assume it's him training up his daughter.
Could be, or it could be again his life before.
It'll probably be his life whenever he's running as well.
I'll actually give you a bit more information on that.
At a later date.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So we've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So whenever they both come on, you see Anthony Mackie, Sam.
Yeah.
My goodness. Him coming on and giving your man the shield. He's like, here you go, I'll take it back now.
Yeah, it's class.
But so it's the first TV series. Don't really know what way to take that. Would it be better as a film, do you reckon? Or do you reckon?
Depends how they do it. If they put it as sort of 45-minute long, sort of action-y,
them fighting crime.
Well, that's essentially what it is. It is set after Endgame. So, and also Baron Zemo's coming back.
Okay, that's right. He is.
That guy from Civil War.
He was in. What was he in?
Civil War.
No, I know that, but he was in a trailer recently. I think it was for a little show off type of thing for.
Don't know.
That maybe, I don't know.
But either way, he was a pretty cool bad guy.
Yeah.
And obviously he messed Bucky up.
Yeah, big time.
So
Really good actors, though.
Yeah, so
Really good
there's
actors.
there's a lot in that one.
It's out in what, fall as well next year.
2020.
There's quite a lot of things already to start off Phase 4 in 2020, which is kind of strange. But same old guys back again. Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, with Daniel Brühl is the guy's name. That's what he said.
Zoom.
Yeah, Daniel Brühl. I forgot his name. He was in a German type film as well. He was pretty years ago. I'm pretty sure he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, he's very
But
good.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to that one, but at the same time, it could be one of those things because the Agents of Shield recently finished as well, and it sort of went flipsy flopsy, didn't it? Like eventually.
But it went on a bit too long. You weren't really in
Yeah.
realistically. Obviously, Coulson, everyone knew who he was from the Avengers movie. Everyone was sort of into him. You find out why he didn't actually die in Avengers, etc. But I mean, they could only really link that so much. Whereas they are using actors.
Yeah,
from
this is the thing because it's like obviously the likes of Luke Cage and stuff didn't get this sort of treatment. It was all sort of
dead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like none of those TV series that all got cancelled got this sort of treatment, and they're obviously putting everything they can behind them, which is good. So I am looking forward to it. At the same time, I'm sort of like iffy on what way it's going to happen. But
as long as there's action, and they also have that sort of funny bit in the back of the car, remember?
Yeah, and hopefully there's no
video
games in this one.
What do you mean?
Anthony Mackie.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, so great.
Falcon and Winter Soldier just have it at it, and whatever
Captain
fight
America screws people in games.
Yeah. So,
oh dear.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah.
It's also interesting to note there that he is not called Captain America.
Yeah, he's still called
Falcon.
Considering
continue to call himself Falcon. So that's cool. So the next one is Eternals. Now the cast in this is probably the most exciting part. It's due to come out in November 2020. So it's almost basically around the Christmas time period. So basically this is what he actually kicked off the whole show with at Comic-Con. Feige basically started with this one. Now the director again is a lady. She's called Chloe Zhao. And the stars of the film include Richard Madden from Game of Thrones playing Icarus, Kumail Nanjiani. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's hilarious, and also a really good actor. He's playing Kingo. Laura Midloff is Makari. Brian Tyree Henry, I'm not sure exactly how you say that, is Fastos. Salma Hayek's in it as Ayak. Leah McHugh is Sprite. Dawn Lee as Gilgamesh, and the biggest name on there, believe it or not, with Salma Hayek on there is Angelina Jolie. She's going to play Athena. So basically the Eternals, for anyone that doesn't know, were basically like the next evolution of humans. Basically they were made by the Celestials basically to protect the world. So essentially they are like superheroes. And yeah, that is going to be very good, and that cast is very exciting.
I think this is Angelina Jolie's first film, like AAA film in a long time, isn't it?
She does Maleficent.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And there's a second one of that coming out really soon.
I forgot.
So like she does still do stuff, but no, you're right. In terms of her first real wander into
cinema again, I suppose.
Well, like major superhero movie. Like obviously, you wouldn't count Tomb Raider as like an action film or like anything like that. But like she's obviously a great actor, and Richard Madden, I love that guy. His acting's unreal. He's so good in Game of Thrones. I haven't seen Bodyguard, but I've heard really good reports. So he's the guy in that too. I think he's actually in for Emmy consideration for that as well.
Really? That's cool.
So that cast is incredible. So that film could be very, very exciting. Something I'm looking forward to, certainly.
Let's hope so, anyway. So next on the list we've got Shang-Chi, which is out in 2021, which is just right after. It's like right at the start of the year in February. Don't really know an awful lot about the character, except that obviously he has no powers and he's just
super good at kung fu.
He's like
and a lot of martial arts.
Yeah, kung fu and a lot of martial arts.
Yeah.
But to say I am looking. It's going to be a film, so it's going to be our first sort of look into.
It'd be so different.
Yeah, it's not going to have like the whole action sequence. It's not going to have like some mad, ice beams and stuff, or like there's not going to be
fighting somebody with that.
But it's obviously it's going to be, to me, like, I love martial arts.
Yeah.
And I love martial arts films, and there's not really an awful lot of films out there that you would I mean, like the likes of Mortal Kombat, they were the ones you got, but they still have some sort of fantastic elements to it. This one as well, of course, but it's still going to be more normal, if you know, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But Tony Leung is the guy who's playing him, and apparently he's like started in loads of different things. Apparently he's unreal.
Is he not like he is an Asian actor, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Asian actor. Yeah.
Like, is it no? But I mean, like in Asia, or is he like a US actor?
Oh, I think he's American.
Is he? Okay.
I think so. But apparently, like, all I've heard is all good things by him. Like, so it's I am looking forward to it. But again, mixed martial arts film is going to be.
Oh, it could be insane. It could be.
I just hope it's directed well. Like, it's not going to be one of those. Like, it's going to be very hard to put in the Marvel sort of aspect and the mixed martial arts aspect into a Marvel sort of, like, into that sort of film. We've got the Mandarin in it as well.
They do the real Mandarin.
Yeah, the real one, not the fake one this time.
Yeah, which would be class. Is he not played by? Is the name not mentioned in there?
The director's Destin Cretton. Aquafina's being played in it right now. No, it doesn't say the real Mandarin, who played by Chinese actor Tony Leung. So
that's who I was thinking of.
That's the guy who's playing in there. So Simu Liu is the guy who's playing Shang-Chi.
Yeah, so I was gonna say Tony Leung, I'm convinced, was a Chinese actor. That's why I asked.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
So then there you go. That's like right afterwards as well. That's like a couple of months after.
That's always the way they've done it though. You think Endgame and then like 2 months
you've also
later,
got Michael as well. You probably have some sort of Star Wars thing in that December as well.
Next year?
But you'll have like Disney Plus stuff, won't you?
There'll be series, but I think they're stopping the films for a year or two. Or so they say.
Yeah, but I mean, there's going to be so many things now released for Disney Plus, especially with all this year stuff coming out. I just hope we get it all in time.
See, that was my concern. Now, my main reasoning is because of the one I'm going to talk about in a moment, because they do start to link into the films.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did a bit.
But yeah, not to the extent that these are
like
going to have.
this. Yeah. Like, if it is the case that, say, for example, I think it's the end of this year they start to get Disney Plus, so I would like to think by
fall next year,
early to sort of summer next year, I would like to think that we would know when we're getting it.
I would like to think we've got it by then.
Well, I hope so, because I want to be able to watch all it.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, it'd be really annoying whenever it gets released and America gets everything and we're like, ah, woo!
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah. Because why not? We don't have it. Okay.
Exactly. Like, and the one I'm talking about is called WandaVision. Now, it's due to come out in spring 2021. Now, obviously, that is about a year and a half away.
We should have it by then.
So we'd almost certainly have it. Basically, it was, as I say, WandaVision. It's a Disney Plus. It's original series. Paul Bettany's coming back as Vision. Elizabeth Olsen is staying as Wanda Maximoff or Scarlet Witch, whatever you want to know her as. Basically, there was a newcomer, Teyonah Parris. I think that's how you say her name. But she's going to basically be playing the grown-up version of Monica Rambeau, who was introduced in Captain Marvel, which is cool. So that's awesome. That'll be really good. And as I say, that's due to come out in 2021. But the thing is that film, this may be a bit of a spoiler alert for what you're about to say, but basically, I know that series is going to link into Doctor Strange, which you can now go into.
Well, it does say that Disney Plus star that Olsen will star in Wanda Maximoff, which connects directly into the feature film storyline. So, thankfully, we will have.
Seen it.
We will by 2021. You would. Yeah. If we don't have it by 2021, there's something seriously wrong with the UK network and getting Disney Plus in the UK. But I'm just hoping that we don't know anything about the whole Falcon thing. We don't know if that's going to be connected. I assume
I reckon it will.
At some point, it'll have to be
an introduction. You know, we've had. Like, we had Steve Rogers become Captain America in the first film, then we had 3 other films. Like, I think this is in lieu of making Falcon, Captain America movies 3 times. We'll get introduced through a series or 2, and then you could do a standalone film. Yeah. Which would be class. That's maybe a completely different way to do it. But yeah.
The way I've heard that this Doctor Strange film is apparently
dark.
It's probably the darkest thing they've ever done.
A horror film.
Yeah, that's what they've said. But this is probably the darkest film they've ever done in the Marvel series, like ever. Like nothing's ever come close. I mean, I know, like Dark World wasn't really dark, but it was.
It was.
But it wasn't like to the point where it potentially could be a horror film.
Yeah.
And this has got the multiverse thing in it, so this could just be
true.
I mean,
but there's talk. Now I don't know how true this is. This is something I've just read, but there's speculation, I should say. excuse me, that WandaVision will be in her head.
Right.
So it's not actually real.
So then potentially the film might not be real then? It could just be like a...
Potentially what she does is, because obviously she has the power of a stone,
Yeah.
so there's potential, now this is again all speculation, that it is the root cause of the multiverse, and he then needs to, Doctor Strange that is, needs to basically sort that out.
Yeah.
Now he depends on the timeline where they go in.
Yeah.
Is this going to be the Endgame timeline? Is this going to be another timeline in which he has a time stone? We don't know.
I think you'll probably see something from him in Endgame doing that whole thing again. You'll probably see some flashbacks, I would assume, anyway. But yeah, I'm glad that these things are also linking in together now, which is good. But that film is probably the more... That's the film I'm looking forward to the most.
That sounds amazing.
I just want to see what happens, and like if it is true that it is closer to a horror film than it is a...
It's still apparently going to be
superhero
PG-13 or 12A.
But that's like Stranger Things though, isn't it?
It's 15.
Is it? Stranger Things is 15?
Yeah.
Oh, with the swearing in it?
Some of it's 18.
That would be why.
Some of it's 18.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, you can have, I think it's like one swear word, one F word or something in a film, and it can still be 12. But it just depends which way they go with it. But
I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, director Scott Derrickson behind this one, so
I know that name.
Yeah.
What else has he done?
Did
he do Ant-Man?
It doesn't say on what he's done here, but no, it hasn't said on what he's done before. But either way.
Oh, he did Doctor Strange.
The first one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first one. I enjoyed the first one, but it's an origin story, so it's gonna be one of those things that's...
He's done a lot of films you will have seen, and you just didn't know.
Really?
So he did, I don't know if you've seen it, but he did Hellraiser.
Yeah.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Dreadful film.
The Day the Earth Stood Still. Sinister. Deliver Us from Evil. Sinister 2.
Okay, this film's gonna be unreal. Yeah.
Doctor
If this is going to
Strange,
go into the dark zone, then Sinister 1 and 2, if you haven't seen them, then that's...
I haven't. No.
Yeah, you should probably watch them. They're not great films, but they definitely deliver that
sort of sphere,
eerie sort of feeling about it. So if he's behind them, then weird. Whenever you look at Doctor Strange, the first one, it's not anything...
But it's very good.
It is very good.
The CGI and it's
I'm looking forward to this. I always prefer the sequels because origin stories they're always going to be what's going to happen. But this one's going to be a completely different sort of take on the Marvel universe or multiverse as it says here. So I'm looking forward to that one the most probably. Well, after Thor.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So we're moving on then to spring 2021. Not that we're moving on very far because obviously. This is coming out alongside basically WandaVision, so we're moving back to where it was. Yeah. So, obviously, I'm talking about Loki.
Well, I suppose Doctor Strange was in the spring as well.
It's May time, isn't it?
It's June.
Was it? Oh, right, okay. Closer to summer, I suppose.
1, 2, 3. I know it is May, the 5th month, yeah. That was the 6th month there.
Yeah, 7th of May. So, Loki is getting his own series again. It's the Disney Plus original series. Tom Hiddleston is obviously taking that role. Nobody else can do that now.
Good fun. I would come to what happens in that.
So he is essentially that's going on, and basically this will answer the big question of where did Loki go when he took the Space Stone in Endgame, and that is gonna follow on from that, which is just so clever because
by 2021 we need to have Disney Plus.
Yeah, we would. I mean, like I'm not even joking. Like we would like. All in, like that Loki series is gonna be unreal.
I agree. I think Tom Hiddleston's a fantastic actor.
Like him as a main character, instead of like a supplementary character to Chris Hemsworth or whoever, is gonna be huge. Like,
but I still think he made the Thor. I think he made the first Thor. I think
very good.
Yeah, it's you can't have Thor without his brother, and it's just what I mean. You can't.
Even the Avengers, like as a bad guy.
Yeah, true.
He was amazing.
Definitely stole the show, I think, but. I am looking forward to that TV series to be fair. Like it's definitely
even that bit in the original Avengers. Oh my word, where he like walks out and he's like Neil.
Yeah.
And Captain America's just like, well, last time I was in Germany, and a guy had so good, so good. And he's got the big horn out.
The big horn on. But yeah, no, definitely looking forward to that. That's what you said, spring 2021 as well.
Yes.
So they're all on the same sort of time. Then there's going to be an awful lot to watch. Like that's whatever we say about like if we have like TV series and stuff to watch, we're going to be spoiled for choice here. Like really.
You're gonna have so many episodes going through just.
And they're probably going to be, I'd say.
Part 1, we're going to go through Hawkeye. Part 2, we're going to go through Loki. Part
yeah,
3.
probably. But I mean, it's going to be, I would assume, at least 45 minutes each episode as well.
Oh yeah, surely.
You would expect so,
surely.
Anyway, especially with the directors being behind them.
Yeah.
So the next one is summer 2021. So an awful lot's happening in 2021, including 3 TV series. 4 TV series. That's unbelievable. So that's the What If series. Now I am not very au fait with the What If series. All I know is it literally is What If.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's animated.
So it's all the actors.
Not all, but most will reprise their voice roles. So I know, for example, Steve Rogers will be Chris Evans.
Yeah.
He will be his voice.
Yeah. Okay, but they're all I don't know what one's not going to come back now. They don't know if like one person didn't come back.
I don't know, but like basically you can imagine. Say for example, Tony Stark doesn't come back. Say it's not Robert Downey Jr. It would probably be. Oh my word, his name. Thank you. The name had escaped me there. Yeah. It will probably be Nolan North to keep it in line with the game. But the thing is that because there's so many, basically will be signed up for this. This will be good, but as far as I'm aware, this is an animated show, and it will basically be like, what if Captain America didn't ever get the serum? Mm-hmm. What if the spider didn't bite Peter Parker? What if?
Did you see who's doing the narration as well?
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
He's being the Watcher.
Yeah, he's the Watcher. Yeah.
Yeah, to be class. Because sure, you've seen them in what film was it? Oh, Stan Lee was with them on the moon or something.
Yeah. Was it not?
Was it Captain Marvel? No.
Was it not?
He was on the train.
Was it not Thor?
Ragnarok. Could have been.
I think it might have been Thor.
I can't remember, but basically whatever.
He's sitting there, he's like, "Oh no!" And he's
yeah. He's in his wee spacesuit, and they're all and they're sitting there,
yeah.
But like, those are the Watchers.
Yeah, no, I know what they are, but I didn't know like Jeffrey that's class that he's gonna be.
So my assumption is that will be sort of like from his point of view, as in what if?
Yeah, he'll narrate.
Thor wasn't worthy.
Yeah, he'll narrate the entire series, which is
that's
his
right. What if Thor took the throne?
His voice is very easy to listen to as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But that's gonna be like I always like stuff like that. Like I like to know sort of like it is sort of like a multiverse type of thing because technically it isn't
exactly.
Nothing's gonna be the same. So that's probably one of the. Well, I'm looking forward to it all, but that is definitely up there for the TV series anyway. Like
that will be very cool.
Yeah,
that will be very cool. And animated is sort of going away from what the other ones are doing, so it's going to be completely different.
Yeah,
that is Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's all these are all Disney Plus. All the TV series are Disney Plus.
So on to another one. It's coming out in fall of 2021 as well.
Yeah, another thing in 2021. 2021 is the best time of year.
It's gonna be mad.
The best year ever.
It is gonna be a big year. So Hawkeye comes out. Jeremy Renner is obviously reprising his role as this character.
Thank God.
It's again a Disney original, Disney Plus original. Mm-hmm. So Kate Bishop, a character that's well known in the Marvel comics, is going to be an integral part of the series as well. Mm-hmm. That is all the information they gave on it. It is.
So I assume
doesn't tell you what it is.
Well, it makes sense then. It's obviously the only thing I can assume would happen in Hawkeye is the stuff we didn't get to see prior to him changing into Ronin, and then him training his daughter to be.
Or equally, it could be how did he ever get that good? How did he meet Natasha? How did he end up at S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't think we'll delve as deep.
I don't think they'll do any more origin stories. I just can't see it. There's a lot.
I definitely
of
think it'll be him as Ronin for a bit, see what's going on in between films, and then he'll just be teaching his daughter.
Oh, I don't know. Kate Bishop. Do you know who that is? No,
it's not his daughter, is it?
I don't know. I'm gonna check.
I'm pretty sure it's his daughter. I'm trying to think.
Kate Bishop is a fictional heroine. So, she's a member of the Young Avengers. She's the third character and first female to take the Hawkeye name after Clint Barton. And her real name is Catherine Kate Bishop. So she's not
nothing to do with Hawkeye.
No. I have to admit, I did not know that. So let's see. She was brutally attacked in Central Park. The incident left Kate traumatized, but it spurred her to engage in intense combat training. So far, the team is unaware of this incident, as Kate only told her therapist and Jessica Jones, basically that she is beaten up and whatever. So she's normal, and then forcibly introduced. Yeah. So yeah, basically it could be him passing it over to her.
That's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, it's like basically what's happened here. He's been sort of overlooked in all the films, and then he finally gets a TV series that then get handed to someone else.
But then I wonder if that then is now setting up her,
her storyline then.
What do you think? Like Peter Parker in the films is like what, 16? 17?
Yeah, probably about 17.
So she's very young. He's very young. Sorry. She's young.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if there's going to potentially be in the future a young Avengers movie.
Well, I would assume that, with all these being, I would assume it would have to be something like that.
Something like that, because obviously I just mentioned Young Avengers reading her biography, but
yeah.
On top of that, there's potential then that the new Avengers will still have a Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
It just won't be Jeremy Renner. So
yeah, but I think he brings a bit of attitude as well. I think anyone else playing Hawkeye, like everyone says that you could play, anyone could play Hawkeye. I don't think
he's
so.
good.
I think he was very, very good as Hawkeye, and he brought a bit of attitude towards a character that is maybe a bit overlooked in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the actual comic universe. I think he's quite so
he's appreciated.
But then we have probably the best one.
Yep.
Coming out, my boy Chris, Thor, Love and Thunder. What do you think of the name?
Straight up, it's interesting because, I mean, at risk of spoiling what you're about to say, he mentions that him, as in Thor and Jane, have broken up.
Mm-hmm.
So, very, very, like, obviously, they like. So you read the thing. I'll give you my theory on what the film's gonna be.
Okay, so this is the fourth film.
Fourth
Thor film. It was revealed that Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman, would become the mighty Thor, the goddess of thunder. Director Taika Waititi, Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman all came on stage. Blah, blah, blah. So it just basically says that she's going to be Thor. Tessa is Valkyrie, isn't she? So
she is confirmed to be the first gay Marvel character.
Mm-hmm.
So that is gonna be a thing.
I reckon Miss Marvel is gonna be
Who, Miss Marvel?
I think
Carol Danvers.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be touching
Okay.
the old vag. I genuinely think there's bound to be something, like they'll have to cross paths at some point and be like,
oh, like your hair.
Maybe not her hair now, but definitely her before.
Probably. Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah,
Brie Larson's lovely. You should see her in Community. Have you caught up to that episode?
No, there'd be no way.
She's in Community a few times.
Is that like way later?
She's like Abed's girlfriend.
What?
She's the one in the coat room.
Oh, no way! Unreal. That's class.
Brie Larson.
That's class.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd like Valkyrie and Carl to get together. Don't know why, but I would. But so Jane Foster's becoming Thor. What were you gonna say?
My theory. Obviously, he has very openly said in a film that they have broken up.
Yeah.
It's done.
He also said he doesn't want to be Thor anymore.
That basically Thor. At the end.
Yeah. So.
Now, obviously, in the film, at the end of Endgame, Mjolnir goes back.
Mm-hmm.
Now she is holding up Mjolnir. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I think that if it goes by the comics, in the comics she has cancer, and she is given the power of Thor. She is worthy, and she is given the power of Thor. Basically, the whole way through the comic run, she is fighting cancer anyway. Spoiler, at the end she dies. So basically, I have a feeling in this film he's going to find out that she has cancer, and he's going to go to her and basically be like, what the hell can I do? And she's going to lift it and be like, what the hell, I can lift this hammer and get the power, and that's his way.
It'll be by accident as well. She'll be
like, that's
you forgot
his
this.
Way he'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That'll be like his way of trying to help her.
Yeah.
But then, has she not tried to lift it before?
She has, but don't forget, he couldn't lift it at a certain point as well.
Good point.
It's only whenever you deem yourself worthy, you're actually worthy of.
That's only when it deems you worthy.
That's right. Yeah, whenever the hammer deems you worthy. So, but you have to have a bit of self belief as well. You have to have a bit of a kick up the arse whenever you're wanting to be Thor or to wield Mjolnir. Really.
So that's interesting. Basically, my theory is that he's gonna give it, or he's gonna go to her basically once he finds out. Somehow he's gonna find out, and she is gonna take the mantle of Thor. There's actually a panel in one of the comics, in No Word of Lie, you can Google this, where she says, "Calm down, tits."
Who does?
Her.
Natalie Portman?
Well, in the comics.
Oh, I think, okay.
She says it's to Thor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's talking to Thor and she's like, "Calm down, tits."
That's class.
It's quite funny. But
I just want to know what happens whenever she, like, is it an accident type of thing, or like how does it become?
Or is it one of those that she's like, thump,
Yeah.
like Captain America, or she's like catches it? I can imagine he's like with her, and he's like, "Look, you've got to try. Like, we have to try something." And then she like touches the hammer, and then next thing she's just embossed in the armor like he was in Thor 1. Remember, it was like like all came down on him, and then next thing she's like, "Holy crap, I'm Thor!" And he is obviously he's gonna have like the Stormbreaker anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, but either way, she's gonna eventually somehow get that way, and I have a funny feeling it will be that's how she is gonna become Thor, is the like his way of trying to save her from the disease.
Yeah,
because they're not afraid of cancer either. They put it in Guardians.
Yeah.
So
I don't really know what way it's gonna work whenever it comes, because obviously, if she gets it then in the film and then she dies also in the film, that's gonna be a pretty short-lived run. But
I don't think so. Like I can see.
Die?
No, I can see her having it for a bit, but I can't see Chris Hemsworth going away.
I would hope not. I mean,
he is in love with the character. Like, I just can't see it.
It makes the most sense for him to be there as well. Like, I mean, he loves his job, and I love him, so he needs to be Thor forever. That's just the end of it, I think. But
I'd be fine with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that one the most. I think just because it is. It's the more, for me, it's the more intriguing one, because I really want to know what happens between him and her and how it works out. But we've also got Blade and Fantastic Four there. Blade's announced and Fantastic Four is confirmed, but we know very little about Blade at the moment, apart from the actor, which is Mahershala Ali.
Yes. Well done.
So we don't really know much more about that. Whether is it a film? Do we know it's a film?
Yes, it's a film.
Okay, so it's confirmed it's a film, and
it's also apparently confirmed that it will be R-rated or 18.
Well, that would have to be. It's Blade, isn't it? But again, he's a great actor. I just love Wesley Snipes' Blade. I think
he's also like
the
nearly
coolest.
60 now. So
Wesley Snipes, I know. The torch has to be passed on at some point. Like, did you not see his reply? It's all good. But so an awful lot to look forward to in the next couple of years, really. I mean,
that's only 2 years.
That's 2 years, like, and they've also apparently they have Phase 5 and all sorts as well, but no one else knows about that yet.
Well, I mean, you've got to assume that in Phase 4 they're still including Fantastic Four, Guardians 3,
no, definitely.
Captain Marvel 2, and Black Panther 2.
Yeah,
you've got to assume that's all in 4.
There's no release dates for them yet, so no one really knows when that's going to happen.
It has to be 22, doesn't it?
2022, 2023.
Followed up by you would assume followed up by a mega film, and then moving on to Phase 5 and so on.
That would be the way I would assume they would do it, but I mean, they don't really know now. I mean, that whole sort of those sort of big massive films have sort of ended now. If you know what I mean, like there's no, unless all these create something different and something new, where
there has to be a big bad. Maybe this will be like the multiverse saga.
Probably, but
because the last was the Infinity Saga. Maybe this will be the multiverse saga.
I just hope it doesn't have that thing where it's just like a continuous sort of like, oh no, and then.
Well, X-Men are going to come into it. Imagine this all finished with Avengers versus X-Men.
Did you hear about who's playing the new Wolverine?
If you tell me Taron Egerton,
apparently he's next in line to play Wolverine. I think that's a pretty good shout.
I don't know if he's rugged enough.
He will be though. He
is posh looking, that boy. I think.
He looks posh?
I think so. Even as Eggsy, I think he looks posh.
Really?
Yes.
Good grief. I think he looks like a proper chav.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum for me. Like, even, do you ever see the Eddie Eagle?
No, I didn't.
He looked a proper sponge in that one. Like, I mean, he was, but I mean, that's like, he looked like he was, like, properly chavvy, but that's just the way Eddie dressed. He's wore tracksuits all the time, so.
But that's not
know.
Wolverine.
I don't know. I think it could be good.
I just think Hugh Jackman ruined that role.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like somebody else being Luke Skywalker.
Or Tony Stark.
Oh, blasphemy, don't.
But it is, though, it is very true. Like, I mean, I still think it's probably the best show. I wouldn't, if I was a casting director, I would be sacked. So, that would be the end of my role.
But I mean, he could nail it, but he doesn't have dark hair either.
Just that.
I know, but I don't know how weird it would look.
Doesn't have dark hair. That's the least of the worries.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, naturally, like, some people just don't suit.
I agree.
Hair. But it's, like, I know, look, I'm not bashing him. He could be unreal, and he probably would be very good because he's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
But there's bound to be somebody that's more rugged looking than him.
You could probably make him look more rugged, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know, because, like, some people just look the way they look. Like, could you imagine Daniel Radcliffe being Wolverine?
No, but he doesn't look like a chav.
Doesn't need to.
But he doesn't look rugged either.
Wolverine doesn't look like a chav.
Sometimes he does.
Put a wife beater on, looks more redneck.
Who?
Whenever he has his wife beater on, he looks more redneck. What?
He looks more redneck?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He does, he's got like a big, long...
Mutton chop?
Yeah, he looks an idiot. So...
Oh god, he's got any rednecks, he's got mutton chops with a wife beater top on, that's not nice.
I know one, but like, realistically, you could, like, there's just... Like, were they not talking about, like, Armie Hammer, sorry, and stuff, and, like...
His name was Armie Hammer.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Armie Hammer.
Well, I've always called him Arnie. But, like, they were speaking about him, and... I don't know. Look, I just think it is a very tough role to follow.
It is.
It's essentially, like...
It's the same thing as Spider-Man, though, as well. I mean, I think, Tobey Maguire set a pretty good standard, and... I don't think anyone's played a good enough role apart from Tom Holland. I think
Tom Holland's been the best.
He's 100% been the best, yeah. But look how long it took someone to fill those boots. It's gonna
Han Solo.
Yeah, but they're gonna.
He was excellent.
They're gonna have to properly. I don't know. If he's confirmed, he's confirmed. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, you always have to keep one of those sort of.
Oh, I'll keep it in mind. Yeah. I'll give him a film if he's rubbish. That would be a real shame.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so that's phase 4 so far. Anyway, we'll know more about the likes of Black Panther 2 and the rest of them. So, but yeah, we'll end part 1 there, folks, and we'll catch you again in part 2. Welcome back to part 2. Trenton this week. Very little.
Yeah, very slow week.
It's a very slow week.
As you know, we don't touch politics in this podcast. It's not our wheelhouse. So
apart from the odd Trump dig, but
yeah, we're gonna have a few digs at the Prime Minister. Fuck you. Anyway, go on.
I like him, but
he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot. Yeah, but he's just
bulletproof.
Yeah,
the man is bulletproof.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but yeah, we all have to do Prime Minister. So
congrats, Boris. Good luck.
Well, he can't do any worse.
He can.
Well, unless he bombs the UK, I don't think he can get any worse, really.
No deal is worse.
Well, he's not. Have faith. We have to have.
You got it. It's like everyone else. You gotta give him a chance.
Because one movie and then.
He is the Wolverine of Parliament.
Yeah.
I'll give him one chance.
Yeah, one chance. So, like we said, it's a bit of a slow week, and we're not much of a reality TV people at all, are we? We don't really watch any sort of reality TV.
No, but I mean the main thing is here we're going from like intelligence to like intelligence. So,
well, that's just an opinion, isn't it? I mean, you're going to offend an awful lot of people.
I don't think so.
You probably are. I mean, so Love Island is getting 2 series next year.
Yeah.
Again,
how?
It's always
it goes on for ages.
I don't know the length. I don't know the run of it.
It's still going.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it's not all finished.
No.
There's people still in it.
Yeah, it's still going. I'm convinced.
When was that started then? Because it feels like it's been on the entire year.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you know?
I don't remember.
No, your girlfriend watches it.
Every now and
Doesn't
again,
she?
yeah.
She does watch it, yeah.
She'll watch like an episode or two a week. She won't like watch every night, but I mean, you're probably
Wait a
talking.
minute, it's on every single night as well.
Except for Saturday, I think,
Unreal.
or Friday. It's one of the two.
Unreal. And it's getting 2 series next year, so I can only assume
it's been on for months, like at least 2 months.
But that doesn't. That's ridiculous. Like, because that it feels so long now. Can you imagine next year there's 2 series on? How long it's going to be on for? That's going to be like a full length of a Premier. Like it's going to be a full football season. That is.
Yeah, that is going to be long. That is going to be really long.
I can only assume they'll have it. They're not running them both together, because people won't have that much time on their hands. I would assume to watch both seasons or series or whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna what?
3rd of June it started.
No, it didn't.
It did.
No, it didn't.
It's now the 24th.
It's at least
July.
February it started.
Yeah,
at least February.
2 months almost. It's been on TV.
This feels like.
So, if this ended.
How long's Big Brother then? Because Big Brother is long.
It's dead, sure.
No, I know, but it's big.
It was months. It was like 3 or 4 months.
So it's like the island of Big Brother.
Essentially, if we go, say this ended in 2 weeks,
uh-huh.
right? That would be roughly 2 months.
And it's on an island.
It's in like Mallorca or something. It's just like in a villa.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where it is. That's probably wrong.
Okay.
But it's in Spain. Put it this way, like the day they're not on TV is a day off. So they leave.
But they leave the island?
The villa.
Oh, right.
And they go to like the beach with everyone. They just all chill out, do whatever they want. But producers go with them
to make sure they're not.
To make sure they don't like talk about the show.
So
they have to be talking about like family, friends, the outside world. They can't talk about the villa.
What a boring place to be.
Yeah, I mean, like the people removed for mental health and stuff this year.
Well, to be fair,
Molly May, I think it was.
There have been people.
No, that's wrong.
Died over it as well.
Yes, there's actually a really good podcast on Today in Focus with The Guardian about that. They get one of the guys, it's Muggy Mike, they get his one of the guys who was on it with him on it, and he describes basically how the show went. Like just a brief rundown. Basically, he says they contacted him. He was like traveling and he was posting pictures on Instagram and he's getting a bit of a following, and they contacted him and said, "Do you want to be in Love Island?" He goes, "Am I attractive enough? Like I don't have a 6-pack or anything." And they were like, "Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry, it's fine." So he started going to the gym and stuff. Didn't get a 6-pack, but he's good shape. He's fine. Decent shape. They brought him in. He got coupled up, all the rest. It was fine. He was in the thing, and then they bring him in after a few hours of being in the villa, and they say, "Who do you like?" And say he went, I don't know, Hannah. Then he, the producer would then say, "Right, we'll go and tell Hannah that you like her," and he would go and have to basically sit down and have a forced conversation with that girl.
Right.
And say,
it's like a speed date.
"By the way, I really like you," and blah blah blah. And then it got to a stage where he'd expressed basically that I don't want to know what people are saying about me outside.
Right.
And he told this to the producers, and within I think it was 48 hours, they did a thing where they showed you tweets, what people are saying outside.
So they just went against his wishes.
They just showed him anyway. And he went in and basically went, "What the hell? Like I told you I didn't want to know what people thought," because he was already self-conscious. Like people were basically saying like he's ugly, he's not even in good shape, he's fat, he's whatever.
They're just shaming the guy then,
compared to everybody else, whereas everybody else was getting like, "What a great body," and blah blah.
Well, you're gonna get that though, weren't you? That's the thing. So
he went off on one. He wanted to leave. They basically told him, "Well, look, you walk away from this, you're an idiot, because this is gonna make you." Basically, he went, "Right, fine, calm down," went back in. And was in quotation was voted out the next night.
So it is quite.
Apparently, it's really controlled.
And
like the mental test they did then was like, "Have you ever had this, or this?" And it was all done by Skype. It wasn't even like you had to go to anywhere.
So you didn't actually.
They just asked questions. "Do you ever had depression? No. You ever had anxiety? No." Blah blah blah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then that was it. But it's like a lot more. Whereas somebody, I can't remember who it was. Molly May doesn't sound right now, but somebody has had to leave the villa
because of mental health issues.
It wasn't Molly May, that's not right. I can't remember who it was, but she had to leave. Basically, the guy she was with was just like, "Yeah, I don't really want you at all. You know, I don't
The guy she was with in the show or outside of the
villa,
show?
like was like, yeah, I have no real interest in being with you anymore. I want to go with someone else.
Because I've heard things that people go in it even though they have partners on the outside.
Yeah, they've done. Yeah, this year there's some guy posted a load of screenshots of like texts that he'd been sending to and from one of the people in it, and she basically was like, next thing basically was like, I know, sorry, I'm really busy, and then next thing he knew, she was on Love Island.
Oh my goodness, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something like, I don't know, the whole Jeremy Kai thing happening with your man, like the aftercare and stuff on shows. Like,
yeah,
I just want to know if it's the same, because obviously it's an ITV
it's
show.
different now. It is different now. They basically catch up with you after and stuff. Like, one of the real issues with Mike, one of the real issues with him is that he was raised by his granny basically,
Right.
And are all around the same sort of time. This is sort of what he tells you, in the podcast, is that, you know, he was really famous for like a year and was getting like 50 grand to show up to like clubs and stuff, like meet and greets and whatever. But as soon as the next Love Island started, the money stops. You know, they're not interested in you anymore. You're that guy that was in Love Island. You know, you're not the most recent person out. You know, and you get accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And then he was getting into money trouble, and then his granny died, and then it was just a bit too much for him, and he hung himself
after that. That's a shame. Like, I
but
mean,
the aftercare wasn't there to say like, this potentially will end for you in a year. Why are you putting money away? Are you sorting yourself out for what happens if this doesn't happen? You know, so whereas I think it's different now, and you know, it's actually in the show. You've seen it this year that, you know, they've pulled people out. They're like, okay, are you okay? You know, they said no. They're like, right, out. So that girl that went home, as I say, she was really into the guy. Like, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she told him and told everyone, you know, I've never had a boyfriend before, and she is gorgeous, but she's never had a boyfriend before. And she was I think it was a guy called Curtis. He was like supposed to be like the nice guy too, and like they I pick up a lot of stuff without even watching this. But like,
I'm gonna say, like, for a person that doesn't watch it, you know quite a lot about
I do, but like, I know that, like, for example, like, he basically said, look, I'm not really feeling this, and then she just was like, what? You know, what the hell?
Was he like straight with her from the beginning? Like, was this something?
No, like, he was like, yeah, I really like, you know, and then...
See, that's just a prick. But then again, people like that sort of stuff for some reason.
That's pretty much what they're all like, but the signs of what I'm seeing on, like, Twitter and stuff is that, like, they're all sort of getting on, like, there's, like, for example, there's a girl called Anna. Now, she has been in it from the start, because I've seen the first episode. Yeah. She's quite tall. She's, like, in her late 20s. She's, like, 28 or something.
Right, okay.
And, first guy she was with was really young. He was, like, 19 or 20 or something.
In the show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and basically, you know, the age gap was the first thing. She was like, oh, that's quite big. You know, but we'll give it a go. And they got on alright. Eventually, they recoupled anyway. And she ended up with some other fella. He's really tall. Like, he's sort of her age.
Recoupled?
Yeah, they do that. Like, where it'll be like the guys will get to pick or the girls will get to pick. And, like, the guy could take somebody else's girl or vice versa. That's a thing in it.
This just sounds terrible.
So, like, you get to, like, you don't just stay with one person. Sometimes you do. There's, like, Tyson Fury's brothers in it.
Aye.
And he's been with the same girl the whole time.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, or cousin, brother. I don't think it's his brother.
No, it is. Tommy Fury's brother, yeah.
But he's been with the same girl the whole time.
Huey Fury's cousin.
Yes. Yes. But he's been with, I think it's Molly May, I keep saying her name. I think he's been with her from, like, the start.
Well, see, that's cool. That's cool. It's just, something that goes through my head. Like, I always want to, I don't want to watch it, but I want, like, it's the same thing with, like, these TV shows that come out. Like, what's the big buzz behind it? Like, what's the, you're never going to get an actual opinion on something unless you do something, or you watch something, or you listen to something. Like, it's the same thing with, like, different music. It's the same, like, Ed Sheeran and stuff. Like, people don't like him.
Where does rock song?
No, you've told me about it. I never listened to it. I actually listen to it whenever you leave. But, yeah, it's just, you need to sort of understand, but from what you told me, it just doesn't sound very nice.
I don't think any reality TV is nice. Like, I have said to Rachel, though, like, when we move in, I will watch one series with her. Oh no! Not every night. Yeah. But to the point that I will understand what's going on. I said basically that was one of the things. I was like, yeah, I don't mind doing that one time, but like, it's not something that particularly interests me. Yeah. But it doesn't seem very hard to follow. I kid you not, I've watched one episode.
Oh dear.
And I've been able to tell you all that.
Well, I suppose it's reality TV for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I watched the first episode. There's even been a whole new villa brought in. There's 2 villas. So...
This just sounds so confusing.
What happens there is they open the other villa, and then like the girls or the guys will go to that villa, and then the opposite sex will come in. The new people will come in. They'll spend time with them, and then they'll go back
to the big villa.
But like they'll all go to like the
Home.
villa they were in originally or whatever, and then basically
with all the new people.
Yeah, they'll come back with them, and then the people that were in originally. So like the guys, for example, will get to choose: do I want to stay with who I was with, or do I want to change to one of the girls I just met? And then that's what happens. So you can end up single, basically.
What do you mean, how? Is there not enough people to go around?
Not all the time.
Oh, wow. Oh.
There's some people leave, like say, like, oh, I don't feel well. Like somebody wasn't in an episode because they weren't well.
Alright.
So then that person who they were with, or if they weren't with anyone, they just have to just sort of knock about. Yeah.
That's mad. It sounds chaotic, to be fair. Like
it just sounds like it could be really mentally tough on whoever's in there because.
Well, relationships are tough enough in the real world. Never mind it being televised. I don't know how many people watch it.
True.
So.
It's true. And there's a wee room. I can't remember what it's called. They always call it the snuggle room, but I can't remember what it's called. It's called like the hideout or something. But it's basically where you can go to bang.
Oh, so there's no cameras in it?
I don't know, but you can't go in unless it's like a certain, like, there's like you get a text or something that's like one person can go to the hideaway or the hideout or whatever the hell it's called.
Oh, so you just do whatever you want.
And then the people there like guess, like, or vote or whatever and say, well, why don't you guys go in at this time? And then that couple will go in and spend a night in this room that nobody else can see and stuff.
Alright.
But that's not to say there isn't like still naughty things that go on in the communal bedrooms, basically.
Oh.
Tommy Fury, I think, was caught out.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Caught out a big one? Oh dear.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Big Brother and stuff, I would assume would be all like that sort of stuff as well. Like it's...
Yeah, like there's one that really sticks in my head because it was the grimmest thing ever. It was years and years, and this was a long time ago. There's a guy called Marcus in it. And he was big beard.
Wolverine guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was caught pure chuffing off in the toilet under a duvet.
Oh, you're joking, mate.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
I do remember that because he was caught out.
That's
Somebody opened the door and he was like, oh.
Oh my god, that's vile.
So
he was the Wolverine lookalike, wasn't he?
Yeah. So good.
I remember him being in a Comic-Con thing or something a while after that.
Don't know.
Like a UK Comic-Con thing. It wasn't nothing big. So yeah, Love Island's getting too serious from what it looks like. Chloe's going to be into it now, so we're going to be.
I'll watch one episode then keep you all up to date.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, it'll be one of those things you have to watch it, but I don't think I could probably get through an episode. But we'll see.
I was actually applying for jobs while watching the episode with Rachel.
So then, that's how bad the show is.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe down the line, I'll maybe watch like a little thing on YouTube, like a little brief thing. I don't want to watch an episode because it's not my type of thing.
That's literally the day I applied for the job.
Oh dear.
That's so weird. Oh dear.
Well,
anyway.
At least you got the get all that info into you. So that's there's a lot of useful information you've got there. So I mean it's good for the podcast. At least one of us know.
Bit of substance.
Yeah, at least one of us know what happens in Love Island and if it stays in Love. I doubt it does, but got another thing quickly. Just as we said, it was a slow week. So we've got Love Island 2 series next year. Can't wait for them. We've got a rare moon shoe.
I'm gonna be honest. I seen this, but I have no idea anything about it.
Okay.
What is this? So
it's a pair of 1972 Nike waffle, like waffle
with one F.
No. It says there's 2 F's. It's like a waffle or a waffle. I don't know what way you want to say it.
Waffle.
Yeah, waffle.
What the hell?
Waffle.
Why would you say that?
Well, English people say waffle. Like Lauren says waffle.
I would say waffle.
Yeah, so not a waffle.
No.
Okay.
Do you say that?
No. I'm just saying. Some people say waffle. Some people say waffle. I'm just joking. I just screwed around with you there. You said waffle there? No, I just joking. But yeah.
Do you say, what's the other way to say it?
Waffle.
Waffle?
Waffle, that's what they call it, waffle. Some people call it waffle. That's those waffles in there, mate. Got some waffle.
I can honestly say that is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, well, I've heard people say waffle before.
No, but, it's just wrong.
1972 Nike waffle.
Like
racing flat moon shoe in quotation marks. it just looks like a really dirty shoe.
Right.
Uh,
Was it on the moon?
I don't think so. That's just what they're white, but they're obviously very dirty.
Yeah, they are dirty.
Yeah, not great. But they were white.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is the actual color of them. I have no idea.
There's no way that went for 6 figures.
Yeah,
Shut up.
they went for $437,500.
For? What did they do?
I assume they're going to put them in a nice mantle.
But what did they do?
I don't know.
Did they go to the moon or win a world record or something?
It doesn't say. It just says it's the world auction record for a pair of sneakers by Miles Nadal, who also bought 99 shoes for 800 and oh my god, this guy's made of money. 850k
On 99 other pairs of shoes?
Mm-hmm. But those obviously were the ones that
That is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling that now. I have no idea what they do. What are they called? Nike?
Sorry, okay. They're designed by Nike co-founder Bill Barman for the 1972 Olympic trials. It's the only known unworn set of 1 of 12 ever made. So they're unworn, and they look
They are unworn.
Yeah, and they look an absolute
Somebody
state.
pissed in them instead.
Well, yeah.
Look at the
probably.
colour.
I know. Look disgusting.
They're expected to fetch 160 grand.
Well, 437 and a half.
Aye, but in pounds that. No, dollars they're expected to fetch 160,000.
Well, it's 437.
That's like almost
and a half
3
thousand.
times that.
So they did well.
Aye, just 12 pairs. Yeah, they were being handed out to the Olympic trials. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Only pair not worn. Okay.
Out of 12 made in the world.
What are the odds?
I don't know. I think it's ridiculous.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And on that note, we'll just end that there. Yeah. So we'll see you in part 3. Welcome back to part 3. So we're doing the Stranger Things thing, lol. So we're reviewing episodes and stuff. So we're on season 3. Of course, we're on season 3. We're in episode 3 of season 3 this week. Thoughts? What do you think?
Good.
Getting better.
Yep, definitely.
That was the episode I was like, ooh,
yeah,
this is getting good again.
It's all starting to kick off.
Yeah, literally everything was going mental.
Lots more questions though. Again, it's just loading the questions in.
Well,
so
see,
I
this
hope
is the
they
thing.
do answer them.
I've watched more now. I think I'm on like episode 5 or 6 maybe. So I have went on. But it's very tough for me to go. Like it was like.
Oh, they will. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it was like 4 o'clock, and I was like, "What's so early? We can watch." Then we're like, "We're gonna get dinner at like 6, so we can just watch like another
one more."
And then it got more and more and more. So this episode, what do you call her? Max and Elle are like having a bit of crack, having a bit of fun. And Elle does that thing where she puts the blindfold on and tries to find people. White noise. And so they basically find or attempt to find Billy.
No, they find the boys first.
What do you mean?
They go and see Mike and
Lucas that's
like Lucas does the big fart and then she's like, no.
Yeah. Well, that's it's silly stuff.
Because she's like, they say we're a different species.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. What was it he says that they can't? Oh, what was it he said?
Who?
Mike. He said something.
He just keeps on saying like, I don't understand what I did wrong. I don't understand what I did wrong.
Yeah.
And all this, and then Lucas is like, nothing, and Will's like, come and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, he's really adamant, isn't he? Poor fella. That's awful.
Puts on a few robes and all.
Wizard hat and all.
Yeah.
But
call me by my full name.
Yeah. It's so bad. Like.
Will the Wise.
Willard the Wise.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just assume it is. But eventually she finds old Billy Boy, and he's touching a woman, isn't he?
No, it's Heather.
Yeah, he's touching a woman.
Heather's
a woman.
Is she there?
Yes, he's like feeding the thing into her mouth. You can't see it, but that's what he does.
Oh,
obviously you see him. And
that's obviously leading on from what he was doing at the end of episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing kicks off, and she's like, "Oh,
he can see Elle."
Yeah, he can see Elle, but only slightly. Like he can see the like
fade in and out.
Yeah,
but in the actual zone, like she can see him fully. But it's funny because they then say that Will was able to see Elle, but that's not right. I don't think he could. I think he could sense her,
Yeah,
whereas he could actually see her briefly.
But that's because he's infected, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Whereas Will, he's
Wasn't Will. It was it was Mike. Mike could sense she was there.
Mike.
Yeah, in season 2, early season 2.
Oh yeah, right enough. Actually, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Right enough.
Yeah.
So, Elle finds Billy and says to Max that your brother's bad.
Yeah.
And they're
something
like,
weird's going on.
yeah, something like can't find Heather, so they go into the bathroom at her house, Max's house.
Yeah, his bathroom.
His bathroom, and then they find the little
fanny pack thing.
Yeah, the little med pack thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the little like for the lifeguard thing and
whistle.
And a whistle. That's right, a bloody whistle.
Was there blood on it?
Mm-hmm. Blood.
Well, I missed that entirely.
Blood on the whistle and blood on the door.
Right. Yes, there's yes. Blood on the door. Yeah.
So they take that to the little lifeguard place and like, did Heather come into work? And they're like, oh well, no.
Yeah. Neither did Billy.
Hashtag. Yeah. That's well, Billy. I mean, no, he did come into work.
No, that.
No, they were both off.
Didn't show in.
That's right.
Yeah.
They were both off that day. I've watched so many episodes now. I'm just like, what's happened? But yeah. So
then they take her picture.
They take a picture and then she does that, what do you call it, thing in the locker room, shower room,
and does the goggles.
The goggles, yes, duct tapes the goggles. Finds the red door, which is her house. They go there in real life after that.
The bath as well. She's in
she's
an ice bath.
Yeah, she's in an ice
and
bath.
She's like,
comes out.
Me.
Yeah, it's true. She comes out and grabs Ellen, and I was like, get off me.
Yeah.
So after that, they're like, well, gonna have to go and find out what's going on here. So they go over to Heather's house and find Billy, the mum, and the dad, which is Tom. I don't know the woman's name though. He says her name
he
like
does,
3 times.
but I'm not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, they're sitting there and they're all like, "Where's Heather?" And
he is also the same guy from the paper.
Yeah, Tom is the guy. He's the guy that owns the paper, I think, isn't he?
Or the editor, or whatever.
Hawkins Post or something.
Yeah.
So Billy's sitting there having a nice little laugh, and he's talking away to the parents, and then just says like, "What are they doing there?" And then they ask where Heather is like 3 times, and then she pops out. Yeah, just down her as if nothing's wrong. Yeah. Want a cookie?
They're fresh.
Yeah. So that all happens. They get made to be a bit foolish. Then they leave, and then that's when the episode starts to get a bit.
He looks out the window after them.
Yeah.
Remember, and then it shows the thing inside him, remembering her closing the void
vision thing. Yeah.
And his pupils start going all big and all that sort of stuff. But it remembers her from that, so it's probably gonna link her to the visions as well.
Yeah. So it's obviously got her scent now as well. That
yes.
Yeah. And then after that,
or meanwhile.
Well, it is during that, isn't it? I think
the guy, all the 3 things are happening simultaneously, I assume, because by the end of the episode, when they're on the roof, it's dark, and whenever they're leaving parents' house, it's dark.
Yeah. And
when Will's pure wrecking the place, it's dark.
Yeah, that's true, actually, right.
Anyway, sorry, build up to what you were saying there.
Well, whenever he goes and sits down, the mom doesn't feel very good.
Yes.
And then she gets up and then falls.
Collapses.
And then Tom goes, "What are you doing? You eating too much wine?"
It bait her.
She spilled the wine. That's what happened. And then she...
I mean, he put some in it.
Yeah, but she spilled the wine. She said, "Oh, I don't know what's going on." She falls down. He goes over to try to help her. And then the daughter comes over and smashes his head in with the wine bottle.
Yeah.
And...
in chloroform.
And then, and they get infected.
You assume.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened just yet, but you assume.
So, after that, do you want to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons episode? Because you really like that bit for some reason.
Yeah,
You're
it's
like,
funny.
Well, in his little suit and all.
Like, so obviously, as we said earlier, Elle goes and like spies on them. Where Mike can't understand what he's done wrong. Lucas is trying to basically tell him nothing.
Well, we never do anything wrong, do we?
No,
it's always their fault.
Yeah. And whereas Will just doesn't really care. He's just like, I just want to play the game. So he basically
constantly.
They're like having a nap or something. I think they're asleep. Oh, they sleep over.
Yeah.
And then Will wakes him up with like basically quest music and his wee wizard robes. And they're like, "Will, what are you doing?" And he's like, "That's not my name. Call me my." I was like, "Will the Wise, shut up," and they basically don't want to play. And he's like, "Come on, let's just play," and whatever. So he's basically got a campaign set up for Dungeons and Dragons as well. Mike and Lucas are too distracted. They don't really want to play. They're more interested in where their girlfriends or ex-girlfriends are. Phone rings.
Max is still with Lucas though, right?
Yeah. Girlfriend and ex-girlfriend being.
Yeah.
So the phone rings and Mike like runs to answer it, and Will gets all offended because it's in the middle of a quest. They basically say, okay, so basically we burn the whole place down, kill the enemies, kill ourselves, and the villagers will forever remember us.
Yeah. Will
storms off and cycles away in the rain, and Mike and Lucas are like, no, please don't. I'm sorry. Before he leaves, Mike says to Will, what did you think we were going to do? Sit in the basement and play Dungeons and Dragons all the time? And Will said, yeah. And then Mike was basically, it was not my fault that you don't like girls. I wasn't sure whether that meant he's gay or if he just isn't matured to that point.
Yeah, I hope it's...
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I picked it up as gay.
Yeah, so did I, but I don't know who he's going to be gay with.
But I think that's the problem.
There's no one there.
Yeah. So he's sort of like, I wasn't, I don't like girls, and therefore I just want to play with my mates and have a bit of crack. Yeah. So
maybe he fancies maybe he fancies Mike.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't get that. I get that he just wants to be with the boys, and have a laugh.
Yeah, probably.
As I say, he cycles off in the torrential rain. No coat or anything, just normal clothes. Then Mike and Lucas go looking for him at his house, which isn't there. And then it shows he's actually in their little hut. I can't remember what it says above the door. Do you?
It's called something, but I don't know what it's called for the life of me.
I can't remember myself, but whatever the wee hut is that they've had, basically he's sitting in there, and he's looking around, and it's like, are you trying to remember?
Yeah.
It's like some water dripping through, and he finds a picture of them at Halloween whenever they were Ghostbusters, and everything just gets a bit much.
Oh, he ripped it up, didn't he?
Yeah, he rips it in half.
That's right. He calls it stupid, doesn't he? He calls himself stupid because he thinks he's never grown up.
Yeah, and he rips down some of the drawings they had on the wall and all that sort of stuff, and then he just basically beats the crap out of it with a baseball bat. And then his neck prickles, and the boys find him, say, what's wrong? And he says he's back, as in speaking about the monster.
The Mind Flare.
Yeah.
Castle Byers. That's the name of the house.
He pure wrecks it, and it's all busted up. So in the meantime, the rat investigation is brought by Nancy to Tom and all the other newspaper people. They basically just laugh her out of the room.
That can't be right then.
Why?
Because he's been knocked out.
That was before.
But he went home, did he not?
No. This is all before.
Oh, this is in episode 2, wasn't it? Right?
No, it's just episode 3. But this is all before. That happens, where he gets knocked out happens right at the end of the episode.
Oh.
This is all, all these stories are happening simultaneously in the same timeline.
Yeah.
It's just skipping backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
So, Tom is in work at this stage. He hasn't went home yet. He hasn't met Billy.
That's right.
And Nancy brings in the story about the rats. They basically all say, wise up, get out, shut up, basically.
It's weird.
And just do your job. So she then goes to, why have I forgotten his name? Jonathan. And
again, he's getting really annoyed at her because every time she opens the door, it's really in front of
come on, my picture. So basically, she goes to him and is like, look, after his wee prank pulled on her with a rat hanging from the coffee door.
That's right.
She's like, look, give me the keys. I want to go and speak to Mrs. O'Driscoll or Mrs. Driscoll.
Mrs. Driscoll.
And basically, he goes with her, knock on the door. She doesn't answer. They go in, and just in case something's happened to her, they say, but we know that's not why. They go downstairs, and you hear sort of noises, sort of weird noises.
She loves that fertilizer. And
she is just eating fertilizer clean out of the bag. And that's pretty much the end of that story.
Her face whenever that happens as well, it's so funny. It's
yeah,
brilliant.
And then if we then suppose, have you got Hopper and Joyce on there?
I don't actually know.
No.
This is just it's whenever they go back to the lab from the first season.
Yeah, because they have a big fight.
Yeah, they got a big fight, and then it's kind of sad as well whenever they go back, because obviously Joyce is faced with the the throwback of Bob.
We always forget his name, but I remember it now because he's Super Bob.
Super Bob, yeah. Which is, it's kind of. I was really sad because I like Sean Astin as an actor, and I was really annoyed that he just got sort of like brought in for a second season, and he just kicked out again. But yeah, they go back to the lab basically, and they go and check, the little crack in the wall to make sure it is actually sealed, and it's sealed by like 10 tons of concrete or something. And whenever they check that, they're having a little heart to heart and stuff, and Hopper's like basically saying, "I love you," basically, and she's just like, "What do you mean, like your man Scott? Is it the guy?"
Oh no, he's telling her don't leave.
Yeah, he's telling her basically like,
people here understand you. Like, I left after my daughter died, and then I had to come back. But
he's basically saying like he is the guy, because she makes a joke saying,
what, like Mr. whatever his name
Clark,
is,
I think
teacher.
It is.
Is it?
I think it's Clark. Could be
good name. Basically, yeah, she makes that joke, and then he's like, "What?"
Yeah, he's like,
"It's a joke."
Yeah. So whenever that happened, that heart to heart happening, there's a little sound somewhere in the lab, and it's like
door opening or closing or something.
I thought it was like a bit of metal dropping on the floor or something. Was it like a little metal pipe or something? So Hopper goes and tries to
look at who it is.
Better go check it out, and he gets absolutely smacked dead. Basically, yeah. Big Russian fella comes in and cleans him out. Yeah. Knocks him out something shocking, and then Joyce comes and finds him. He's riding away on a motorbike. Not great for Hopper, to be fair, because it's like he's quite a big fella, and he's sort of
you gotta hide. It's not even close. Like if the fight's not even close, he just gets his head kicked.
He really does. I don't think he even got a punch, and he tried to swing and he missed, didn't he? Yeah. But yeah, so basically that's the end of that thing. Like, nothing really happened after that. They go home, don't they? And
Dustin.
Well, that's with the
Robin and Steve. I haven't went through that story, but yeah, that essentially Hopper and Joyce. She watches them drive off. You don't even see them go home. That's just the end of that.
Well, I assume that, yeah.
But in the next episode, I don't know yet. But I'm assuming they do go home.
So after that is the, what do you call it? Literally oh my goodness, it's in my mind. What's the name? The code thing.
Code?
Yeah, the code that they break, is it not?
Oh, you mean the Russian code? The silver cat?
Yeah.
The Chinese blue meets yellow in the west.
What's the code though? That's so annoying. I literally had it down like 5 minutes ago and tipped my tongue.
The silver cat, something. The Chinese would be nice. something about shoes, and then when blue meets yellow in the west. That's the only bit I remember. Yeah, so she finds that out. Yes, because there's a delivery, and she sees a silver cat on the Lynx guy's delivery outfit.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they're on the roof, isn't it?
Yes, because at the same time Dustin and Steve are doing the wee stakeout, and they go to the jazzercise thinking he's a Russian guy.
Yeah, they follow him, and then I think Steve's like shouts something, or Dustin shouts something, and he's like, "Oh!" And he turns around.
He's just too close. He's too close, and then Dustin's like, "You're too close." And he's like, "Hello?"
Yeah, he goes over the telephone.
And then Dustin or Steve's like pretend to like look at the window, and then they see he's actually just a dance instructor. But then she's like,
"That was hilarious, though. That bit.
It was
so funny." I think Dustin's probably the best character in the show, to be honest.
Yeah, he's one of my favourites. He's very good.
I'm just so annoyed that they haven't been together yet in the 3 episodes. Yeah, like they haven't been.
They will be. I'm convinced soon, because after obviously they figure out, they do the stakeout. They know at 10:15 that there's gonna be this thing. So they do their stakeout from the roof, and they're watching, and there's people with like machine guns and stuff, basically looking after deliveries that are coming into
the Chinese and the shoe shop
and something else.
Chinese shoe shop.
That's it.
Is it? Yeah.
But they're being delivered by the silver cat, which is Lynx.
Yeah.
But then they fight with binoculars, and they hit something that makes like a ping noise.
It's the binoculars hit off the metal.
Yeah. And then basically the Russians are like, "What is that? Let's go check it out." And then do they get away?
Yeah, they're not there. Sure, whenever they goes up to the top of the roof, they're not there anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's their story as well, and that's basically where it leaves everyone.
Yeah, it definitely, episode 3 definitely could raise a bit more questions than actually answered, but
I can't wait to watch episode 4 now because I thought that was a very good episode.
I mean, yeah, it definitely is. It's getting a lot better. Episode 3 was definitely like I couldn't stop watching after that. It's one of those episodes you're just like, I'm gonna have to keep watching to see what happens. But I'm not.
I had to watch it late last night. I haven't had a chance.
8 episodes.
Oh,
Isn't it 8 episodes?
Yeah, in total. Yeah.
Oh dear, really
So
finished.
we'll be halfway there as of next week. But I sat last night and watched it before I went to sleep just because I knew I wouldn't get a chance today. So.
Yeah, well that's fair enough. At least you're more fresh minded than what I am.
Yeah, pretty damn fresh in the head.
Mine's completely gone. Like even though I had some bullet points there to help me, but they were all. See, the thing is, like on the bullet points, it's all individual. So like it's at the start, it tells me about your man Tom getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Then it tells me after that it's the grown up part, and then after that it's the.
No, they all run like at the same time, so the whole story does make sense. But
yeah, it does. Well, I am looking forward to. Discussing episode 4 anyway, but I've unfortunately went a bit further.
That's right. I'll be watching.
There's no spoilers in there anyway. I haven't spoiled anything, so there's nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah. So we'll I have to get a wee thing, don't I? Do you know what I'll do? A couple of dad jokes.
Okay.
Do you want to hear some dad jokes? Do you?
I enjoy dad jokes.
Okay. What's the difference between a Hippo and a Zippo?
I don't know.
One's really heavy and the other's a little lighter.
That's very good.
Like that one?
Yeah, that's very good.
Couldn't figure out how the seatbelt worked. I just clicked.
Ah, no. Oh, it's good.
2 parrots are sitting on a perch. One turns to the other and asks, "Do you smell fish?" Perch.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fish.
I don't like fish, so I lost that one.
That's a
Sorry.
shame.
Sorry.
Bad at golf.
Okay.
Join the club.
Alright.
So bad. Can a kangaroo jump higher than the Empire State Building?
I'm gonna say no.
Well, of course it can. The Empire State Building can't jump. Okay.
Very good.
Give the last one.
Yeah.
You'll probably get this one. What do you give a sick lemon?
Lemonade. Nice.
There you go. At least you got that one. Well done.
I did.
Done. But yeah, a couple of dad jokes to finish off. I think it's just me being lazy and not getting a quote, unfortunately. Something I always forget about. For some reason, I don't know why. So there's your quote of the day. Don't forget. But yeah, folks, we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.